Hey everyone, welcome to the second Casey Race podcast. Thank you for everyone that tuned into last week and got some value out of our catch up with George. Today we've got Caitlyn. So Caitlyn will be here today to talk around how to prepare for a week, including your own exercise plan, but also your food plan. So really looking forward to diving into that with Caitlyn today. First off though, we will just get to know Caitlyn a little bit better. So Caitlyn, if you wouldn't mind just chatting to Jake and I and the Casey Race crew, just around like how you got started in the fitness industry and a bit of your background and why you do what you do.
Easy. So I started with Casey Race probably 3 years ago, getting into the fitness industry by studying my Bachelor of Exercise Sports Science. So I always had a little bit of a passion for sport and exercise through that. I never thought I would actually use my Cert 3 and 4 in fitness because it only got me to get to my Bachelor. The job for Casey Race came around, thought it was a wonderful opportunity, took it and ran with it, and been here for 3 years ever since and loved working up in the health club. Moved to other areas but still stayed in the health club with everything. So seeing all the members that come through, seeing what people achieve through health and fitness is just such a rewarding experience to be a part of, and just seeing everyone grow within themselves for their own different reasons for being here. It's not always about losing weight or feeling fit. It's all about, okay, I might just want more motivation or just eat a bit healthier, and going to gym makes me feel that way. So just having that factor from the members being supported is very rewarding to be at YMCA.
Yeah, so you obviously touched there that you have been in the health club for some time, and in recent months had a bit of a change in your career. So I guess the team probably seeing you still up in the health club, but what's your current position at Casey Race? So
I'm the cafe, retail and customer service team leader as part of the customer care team downstairs
bit of a
now.
mouthful there.
Yeah, that's not going to fit on a name badge. But it has definitely been an amazing learning curve. Still get to do my consults upstairs and do PTs and group classes. Have that moment where I do miss it all the time, but still rewarding experience to be put into a leadership position through the YMCA and being able to help people with their health and fitness in other areas, not direct service, but facilitating different programs to come through Casey Race to help people with their just health and fitness and general lifestyle changes that they can choose to do.
So Caitlyn's a big push for bringing in some healthy alternatives, I guess, through the cafe. So now that she's leading that space over the next few months and into summer, we're really looking forward to what Caitlyn can develop in that space. So if you have any ideas and you see Caitlyn on the floor, definitely reach out to her and share some ideas with her. We've got some great things that we're planning for that cafe space moving into summer. So really looking forward and glad we've got you part of that leadership team. Definitely.
Yeah, to be able to bring some of that kind of health and wellness area impact into the cafe as well, not just come to gym. You might be able to leave the gym and grab a protein shake or grab a protein bar or something like that that's needed after gym. Hopefully we can get all those products in. Like Matt said, any ideas, throw them my way and we'll see if we can get them into the cafe and get them running.
Perfect. And sidekick here, Jake, how you been this week, mate? You been good after the last podcast? You been training hard?
Yeah, training hard every day, doing runs, bike rides. Haven't done too many swims, but
just so everyone knows, before Jake starts work, he normally will either start with a 41 kilometre run or a 25 kilometre bike ride.
What would you average normally?
Yeah, what's your average?
Today I did 16. Yesterday I did like a 45k bike ride. So usually it just depends on the day. I usually do a long run throughout the week, a long bike ride throughout the week, but about maybe 10 hours to 15 hours of training a week.
Jeez, how do you mentally do a 14k run though? Like, I feel like my mind would be like, nah, I'm ready to give up now.
It's like meditation. You just go into it and then just not even think about what you're doing. You just zone out, and like when you finish your run, you're like, I didn't even think about anything throughout that time. I just did it.
Yeah, really inspirational, man. It's I pull into the car park and I'm getting in there to come up and maybe walk on the treadmill, and I see Jake roll up after doing 10Ks.
Already been working out for 2 hours.
Really makes you feel good about yourself, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But good motivation. Yeah. Awesome. We'll get into some of the questions that Jake and I planned. So I guess for everyone that doesn't know, Caitlyn's a organiser. She loves to be organised. People in leadership know Caitlyn as being very organised. So I guess share with the group what you do to ensure that you can set yourself up for the best success for a week, and then touch on your exercises and how you operate that, and then also how do you go into your food plan and what kind of tips and tricks you have for the team?
Yeah, so with my own training over the years before coming into the health and fitness industry and while in it, obviously gym and food is a massive trial and error, and I'm going to sit here wholeheartedly and say that I haven't got the kind of magic button to say this is exactly how you should do it. Everyone's got their own way they want to do things, but you just got to find your own thing, and my thing is probably more routine, making sure that I'm fitting gym into my work-life balance easy, so not feeling like it's a task and a chore and I've got to wake up and I'm like, oh, I've got to go to gym. It should be, okay, I'm going to gym, it's all good, I've fitted into my normal routine, not going crazy. Don't have to go to gym for 2 hours a day to get the results that you want. If you're only coming for half an hour, guess what, that half an hour is better than no half an hour at all. So fitting it into your work-life balance as best you can is probably a big thing, so then it's kind of that same routine every week that you feel that consistency. I feel like if I change my routine too much week to week, I lose that consistency and I'm not getting that constant motivation to come to gym. But if I keep it tracked, like, okay, Monday I'll do a 7 a.m. session, but Tuesday's my rest day, and then Wednesday I'll come in and do a 6 a.m. George class, stuff like that. But if I keep that routine, I'm more likely to keep consistent over a few weeks rather than just planning it on the spot and going, oh, I'm going to gym. I need to know what I'm doing to come to gym. And like I said, not everyone's like that, but I do find that helps majority of people to keep in routine with coming to gym.
How do you go with changes with your routine? Say you might have something on your Monday you can't train, but then Tuesday rest day, are you okay changing it up, or what? Yeah, it
does throw me. Like Nat said, very organised with how I like things run. But if it does need changing, I'll still change it, like you said, maybe come on a Tuesday rather than a Monday. The workout might not feel as great as my Monday normal session would be, but then I just got to think after, I still made it to gym and I still made it work, and kind of look at my week as a whole rather than looking at days individually. So if I say to myself, I want to come 4 days a week, and I have that routine of, okay, I come Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but okay, I've got a meeting on Monday, okay, compose myself together and go, okay, well, Tuesday I can fit it in the afternoon, let's plan that on a Sunday rather than going into Monday and go, oh, where am I going to fit this Monday session now? Really starting that week off, writing it down, putting it in your calendar, or really just trying to keep that routine going. And like I said, not making gym feel like it's a chore. It just needs to fit into your daily life that you just come to gym.
Yeah, excellent.
It's really, I personally, so I've been on this little health kick journey a little bit now for probably the past couple of months with my wife, and for me it's, just really going back to those basics, trying to put in the effort to get those 10,000 steps a day as a minimum, trying to eat a bit healthier than what I have in the past, but then also taking the time to look at your calendar and schedule stuff. Everyone has things pops up, the children got a concert on, or they've got to be swimming, and it just eats away at your time, which as a working parent, it can be really hard for a lot of our team. So for me, I found that mornings really set me up well to come in and do a workout, drop the kids off at before school care or daycare, and get into the gym first thing, try and get a quick workout in and get my steps up at lunchtime or whatever, and then if need, try and find a time to fit a walk in after dinner or something like that, just to kind of tick that box around the steps per day. It's challenging, it's hard, and I must admit I've probably beaten myself up a couple of days where over the weekend you've had so much stuff on that you've missed your 10,000 steps by 1 or 2,000, and I'm just like, I should have got there. So I think it's really important that when you're trying to set up your plan, that you work out better in the morning, afternoon, or night,
because not everyone is a 6 a.m. rise and shine workout person. Any time of the day is a good workout,
and it's hard for me. We work in the facility, and it's hard to try and find time to get to the gym. So for people that might be travelling a little bit of a distance, they've obviously got to take a bit of consideration around their time per day and how much they can spend in the gym. So I think just showed last week when we caught up with George around the importance of maximising your time while you're in the gym.
Correct.
And then now we're talking about planning that time prior to getting to the gym. So last night my wife and I were talking around food planning and what we need to do, and we've gone back to just going to a bit of basics, your chicken, broccoli and carrots or something like that as a real stock meal, easy to obviously prepare.
Yes.
How do you find with your food prep? Do you kind of try and do a consistent meal for 1 week, or 2 meals for the week for lunches, or where do you find? For me, the biggest gap is dinner's kind of fine. You can get that sorted. It's that middle of the day lunch. You're busy. You're on the go. So much easier just to grab a chicken schnitzel sandwich or a salad or something that's pre-made than just to come and prepare with your own food. So I think for me, that's probably the hardest meal of the day. What do you find, or what's some tips and tricks, and how do you structure that?
Same with me. Lunches is most difficult. I'm definitely not like my partner who can have a pasta every single weekday for the last 12 months. I do like to change my lunches up every day, or I might have the same lunch for 2 days in a row, but then by Wednesday I feel like I need it changed because I do like a bit of variety in my food. But yeah, dinners is fine. Like, they're always planned out to the T, mostly meat and 3 veg or a pasta. But lunches is definitely, I like to change it up. Either it's leftovers, or this week it's been rice case with cream cheese and salmon on
nice.
it. I think it's been a salmon week in the office with everyone. But tips and tricks around like keeping that consistency is like gym. You got to plan your week. So planning exactly what you're going to have for dinners. I have a notes app that literally is dedicated to what dinners I'm having 7 days a week.
Just so everyone knows, Thursday night dinners at Caitlyn's house is McDonald's.
It hasn't been for the 8-week challenge. That has been one of my goals of the 8-week challenge, is not to have Maccas on a Thursday night, and we have been very consistent as of late, which is very good. But yeah, Thursday night I don't have to worry about that one. But when I do plan my weeks, when I write down what we're having, I will go to my Coles app. Now, if you do shop at Woolworths, they do have a very similar alternative, but you can actually put a list into your Coles app of everything that you're wanting to buy, and then it tells you exactly where to go. In the shop, obviously, we might all know that around the outskirts of a grocery store is the best place to shop, but in the middle aisles is where you find your not so healthier options. But planning that on an app and telling me exactly which aisle to walk down and which food to grab limits me trying to grab chocolate or lollies or something that week that might be an alternative. But yeah, it also does help the budget as well, because that can be a major constraint for people. Everyone, it is a major thing, and it's something that a lot of exercise sport scientists are actually looking into, about why is greens, vegetables more expensive than buying your packet of chips. So really looking at your own budget and seeing how you can maximise that to the best of your ability, because not everyone has the fortunate ability to buy $10 sprouts of broccoli every week when they have their crisis booms with that. But yeah, really planning your week on budgets, what's achievable for you, and then really knowing what to shop for. And it's not all about calorie counting at the end of the day.
Obviously talking before the podcast around calorie counting, but I guess you got to be making sure. I think Jake the other day, I had a packet of some sort of Aldi peanut mix that had 150 calories, and I was like, this is great. And then Jake's like, looks at it, he's like, 1-star rating, health rating. It's probably like a bit of a concern there around what calories are you putting into your body.
Correct. And that's another great point, the star rating. Like, that's the most simplest thing that you can see on the package, because unfortunately, looking at that nutrition label at the back, some people, it just looks like numbers, and you're like, what am I looking at? And like, I don't know what's bad on this like nutrition label. I don't know what calories versus kilojoules are, because kilojoules look so much higher, but actually calories and kilojoules are the same thing. And if you look at the kilojoules, because that's a bit more an Australian based metric system where the calories are a bit more Americanized, if you see kilojoules, divide it by 4 and there's your calories.
It's always a killer. I pick up a thing, and I love any brand that already specifically puts there that it's X amount of calories in little brackets. I love that. That's always a really good one. But yes, great tip for anyone that is picking up something and they're unsure and they're getting a bit frazzled as they're going down the aisle. Yeah, easy math is to divide it by 4 and give you a bit of an indicator on how many calories that item has.
Correct. And then if you're really confused about the nutrition label as well, there's the MyFitnessPal app that you can download onto your phone, Android, iPhone. When you scan a pre-purchased product at Coles or Woolworths, it actually breaks it down for you for how much sodium, how much kind of fats is in it, and it gives you an easier, better outlook of what you're putting into your body. Because like Matt said, it's not all about the calorie number at the end of the day, it's about what's in there for your food.
Definitely. I feel a lot of the time when I'm doing that, it might be I'm over sodium, I'm over saturated fat, but I'm under calories. So it's definitely, I guess, what you eat compared to, I guess, the calories that come through.
Correct. Perfect. And all about calorie density as well. You could have 100 calories in a little small Kit Kat that's only 5 centimetres big, but then you can have a whole broccoli for the same amount of calories. So more food, less calories there's always many things.
It's the hardest part, I tell you. It's hard to get to the gym, but then also you want to make sure you're fueling your body with the right source of ingredients,
Correct.
I guess, to help you. Something else that always comes up in our family is around, what snacks are good and what should you do, and I guess you could have an apple or some fruit or something like that. But is there anything that both of you look to grab for a quick bite or a quick energy boost or anything like that? I know Jake will drink the energy drinks. Sometimes I see them up there. That's probably a source that Jake uses. But yeah, is there anything that you can share with the group around how you've been able to, obviously not go and buy a block of chocolate and have an alternative?
Yeah. Obviously, there's always all the different snacks that you can choose. Like, I'm very much of a snacker. I sometimes won't have a massive meal during the middle of the day, but I'll go and snack. To avoid that, easiest way is to make sure your water consumption's up at the same time. Normally my snacks are like your little Cobb's popcorn, pre-packaged size. It's only small enough, one serving size, but consuming the right amount of water to kind of trick your body to say that it's fuller for longer does make it a bit easier. I know that the second I don't have enough water for that day, I'm going to feel hungry or more hungry, but then when I do consume my water, it doesn't feel like I've got to reach for snacks all the time with that. And sometimes water can be very difficult to drink because it has no flavour, but then you could also go and put your BCAAs, which is another route of food supplement kind of choice, into your water to give it a little bit of extra taste to it. Some of them only have about 5 calories extra per 500 mils of water, which is nothing when you think about it. If that's what's going to encourage you to drink more water, those calories are nothing. But I normally put the BCAAs from down at Nutrition Warehouse in my water. It's just a nice little tropical one. Sometimes it just feels like I'm drinking cordial, but that encourages me to drink more water. Is there anything that you like to do, Jake?
Similar thing, I guess, with the BCAAs, because it's sometimes hard when you're having to drink 4 liters of water, depending on how much you're training, and the BCAAs for, I guess, salts and stuff as well. Like Gatorade's pretty average, so BCAAs like almost no calories as well, and you're actually getting the aminos that you need to replenish your stores as well. So
we'll put up a picture on the podcast right now of what they're talking about when they're mentioning BCAAs.
Branched chain amino acids.
If you're ever confused, it's branched chain amino acids. Your body actually produces it itself, but when you consume it in a liquid form in your water or something, it's just building those stores to encourage muscle production, not target your muscles when you're exercising. It does also help with appetite suppressiveness, so making sure you're not eating too much and focus.
Also, I guess if you broke it down per serving, it probably works out to be under $1 or something a serve. So
it's
very cheap,
very effective and cheap. So don't forget, you obviously get the 20% discount down at Nutrition Warehouse during this 8-week program as well. So we'll put a bit of an image there for everyone to see what to look out for, and to obviously ask Harley and the team down there for any advice as well, to ensure that you've got the best setup.
Correct.
Yeah, that's great.
When do you think you snack the most in the morning?
Nah, just every day. every minute of the day. Mine's at probably 4:30, 5:30, getting home from work, haven't really had much, and then just heading straight to the pantry to grab a handful of nuts or chocolate or something like that. That's the killer. But no, I've noticed that drinking the water and keeping the fluids up certainly helps. And just, I don't know, try and not to eat bad food. It's
all links back to when you shop at the start of the week, not picking up those foods to have in your pantry and having only your go-tos for snacks. So in my house, I've got 2 different baskets that sit in the pantry. One for my partner that has all the chocolate in it, and then my one that has my Cobb's popcorn, my Nature Valley bars. The only things, nice things that I can legally do.
For us at the moment, and there's probably people that have got all different situations going on, but my family, partner and the kids at the moment, we're living with the in-laws at the moment while we're building a house. So we've obviously got that factor as well, that you've got to consider other people and what their intake is and what they're wanting. So for us, it's quite challenging because they're a bit old school and love their pastas and cheese sauce and all the good stuff that's not typically healthy. So for us, it's really been trying to bring them along onto the journey as well, which is been well received at the moment, but that's challenging as well. So got that added extra pressure, I guess, to try and ensure that everyone's happy with the food we're eating. So for me, it's just more now focusing on what I control, and that's those lunches, and trying to ensure that I'm not going and having a focaccia that might be 600 calories when I can have some chicken, broccoli and carrot, and it's probably under that, and it's probably a bit healthier.
Always best to be prepared.
That's it.
No way to
Prepared,
really,
right?
yeah.
When they chuck that pasta in front of you, what's something that you might be able to do to be able to stop you, that's going to help you both ends? They can have their pasta, you can have it too. What do you think you could do to stop
so
that?
obviously you don't want to cook 2 meals at all, so that's the hardest part. So I think for us it's just been getting them along and trying to help them. They're both in their 60s, almost 70s, so ensuring that that their portion sizes, what Danny and I have noticed has been the worst thing. They're just massive portion sizes, so trying to get them to reduce their portion size. And her mum has kind of been on the journey with us, and she's lost 8 kilos.
Oh, beautiful!
By doing very minimal, so she's done an extraordinary effort, I guess. And people are noticing it now. She's feeling good and increasing her health, and she's doing really great. So for us, I guess that's good. And that's a motivator for us to keep pushing through as well.
It's amazing how just changing your portion control with something like that makes a big
sauce.
difference.
Just get rid of cheese sauce. It's full of the good stuff.
We make sure in our house that the bowls are a little bit smaller, or the plate might be a little bit smaller, so then you're not feeling like you're having to fill up a massive dinner table plate rather than a little kind of side plate.
Correct,
but all about portion control with that pasta.
This guy over here, just because he runs so much, he
Yeah,
can just
I
eat
know.
whatever he wants.
Well, I can, because I have to burn 4,500 calories a day just
So let's
to
go for
maintain.
14k runs per day, Matt.
That's the trick, guys. Find the time to do that.
Still trying to eat healthy, but just hungry all the time. So,
Yeah.
You've got to give your body back what you burn out, I
Correct.
suppose. You
Yeah.
can't limit it too much. It's all trial and error to find out what you sit right with your food and your exercise. You've got to weigh them both up equally
definitely.
at the same time.
Yeah, definitely. So, Caitlyn, you obviously got your clients for this challenge as well. How many clients have you got?
I've got 7 clients kind of went back onto the tools, which is always fun.
Nice.
I took on a few extra clients over this time, which is amazing. They're all tracking amazingly well, keeping up to date most days with them. Even if it's just a text message in the morning, I've really tried to understand where the limitations of my clients have been. And in my initial consults, I would ask them, okay, out of all these days that you said you'll come to gym, what's going to be the hardest day? What's the day that I need to make sure I'm on your back more? And most of them said like that middle of the week, that Wednesday, it's hump day. It's like I started the week off well. I probably could have a break now, but them just getting that text for me in the morning like, hey, you up doing your workout? Because I am, has really motivated them, and understanding where they're going to struggle and supporting them in their struggles, and also being with them with their accomplishments and achievements as well.
Yeah,
So
fantastic.
the barriers that they're seeing is pretty much, I guess, motivation? Or is
Correct.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
Nice.
so understanding that they need to come and do it, but having that struggle of, okay, my alarm went off at 6 a.m. Oh, I could probably snooze it for another half an hour. But if they saw a text from a trainer or a friend that they've reached out to, it's going to be like, oh, damn, now they can see what's happening. Even some of the clients, I've linked my Apple Watch with them, so I can see when they're finished a workout, and in saying that, they can actually see mine as well. So that's kind of keeping me accountable as well. But it's nice for them to see when my Apple Watch goes off to say one of my clients has finished a workout, and you actually see how many steps they've done, but they can be on your back as well. It's like, you can't tell me what to do, you're not doing it, so you've got to prove and be a role model for your clients at the same time. But now my clients are keeping up to date with it. Well, it was in week 3 now, so check-ins, midway check-ins are next week, and they're all on track to have really great success at the moment for the 8 weeks, which is an amazing achievement to everyone involved with how many clients we've all got, and all the trainers keeping all their clients accountable, which is amazing to see, to build that nice community through the 8-week challenge.
We'll definitely see some people up there smashing out some pretty crazy workouts, so we're going to see some good results at the end of the week.
With next week this week obviously there'll be the push for people to start to book in for their
Evolts next week.
Again.
Yep, so that'll be the mid-term Evolts to see where they're tracking. Even if you haven't seen any results, we can still modify your program and find out what's causing you not to see any results this far, and then change it up for the second half as well. So it's going to be a good snapshot to see where everyone's going and what changes need to be made to try and...
I've heard some good conversations with some of the trainers and clients around it. It might have been that someone was having a particular sort of milk and they now have swapped to a soy or almond milk, just some small changes like that, or recommendations, or getting your water intake up, maybe having too much protein, whatever it might be. So really good time to check in with your trainer, analyse your current process, progress, and then reassess, I guess. Next podcast we'll be able to drop obviously a bit more of the data around hopefully how many multi-scans we've had, and see if there's any changes there, and report back, I guess, around how the overall average group total is going, and what successes we've had.
Yeah, the EVOT scans can be a great indicator of where someone might be possibly going wrong, and without understanding it as a whole, you can step on the scales as much as you like and see that number not changing, but you might get to week 4 and you might see that your body composition has changed. You might saw a reduction in fat, but then you've put on lean mass, where lean mass takes up less surface area than fat. Fat might take up a whole table for a kilo, but then half that table only might be a kilo of lean mass. So really understand where your body's sitting is a really good indication from those EVOT scans. So I would urge to make sure everyone is either booked in with their trainer or reach out to their trainer to make sure that one is booked in. Obviously all the trainers will double check with all their clients as well to make sure they're booked in, but EVOT scans are a really good indication of what's happening, because you might not see that number moving on that whole scale at home, but you're like, oh, my clothes are fitting better, I don't know what's going on. Your trainer can explain to you exactly what's happening when you do that EVOT scan.
Recomposition.
Pretty much.
Really
so that's
good.
an amazing tool that we have at Casey Race, and we're very fortunate to be able to give that to the members. Some other gyms charge $30-$40 for those body scans.
It's great.
It's a part of your membership here, so I can't thank it
Definitely,
enough. All we
and
give.
if you can't get an exact time with your trainer, I guess just grab a trainer, get it done, and then you can obviously have a phone conversation with your trainer that can talk through the results. Don't feel that you need to seek out your trainer. If you just got to get it done because you're time poor, just pull any trainer in and ask them to help you with that, and they'll be able to facilitate that one for you.
Yeah, when you do your body scan in that middle of the week, try and do it around the same time of the day and week that you did your first one, so you can really make sure you're getting an even amount of data. Not everyone can do it in the morning. It is probably best to do a body scan in the morning, but not everyone, like we said, can get to the gym in the morning, so try and do it around that same time if possible.
Really good top tip there, isn't it, to really try and line it up with the same time as your previous scan.
Correct.
And try and not have a coffee prior to it is a couple of the key things.
No caffeine.
And don't do a full workout prior to jumping on. So if you're going to do it, try and do it before you work out, and try and do it before you've had caffeine or coffee. Or
when you're fresh.
When you're fresh, when you're fresh, that's a good one. I guess some exciting things coming around in the health club as well at the moment, just to touch on. Obviously met with Techno Gym yesterday, who have announced and pushed it through the new Team Beats application for the adrenaline classes. There's some exciting stuff there, Jake.
Yep, so it's going to look a bit more different on the screens now. We're going to have different stations on the screen, so it's just going to, I guess, the presentation of it is just going to be a little bit better than it has been. We're able to better do AMRAPs, so as many reps as possible type of sets, not just circuit type of sets as they've been running recently. So exciting for the adrenaline classes and all the small group training to I guess better program for that as well for the members. So
and that's such another amazing tool that we've got at Casey Race now through Techno Gym. On a Tuesday morning when I run my class, the members are loving seeing it on the screen rather than trying to read my handwriting sometimes and always having to look back on that whiteboard, actually seeing the exercises demonstrated on the wall on the TV screen. That if I'm helping one member with their technique and another member needs to know where they're at, I can be like, oh, XYZ, I'm coming over there in a minute, but hey, look at number 3 exercise, that's what you should be doing. And it's actually giving that visualization as well for some people as well, rather than just reading, do a deadlift on a whiteboard, which is old school.
Definitely allows you to be able to continue and motivate the class as a trainer. It's obviously the main objective for trainer to free up their time to actually help with technique or motivation and really support the team doing that class. More to come in that space. We're still throwing it around a little bit at the moment between Jake and myself and the trainers around having multiple screens now that we've got the ability to push content to stations 1, 2 or 3 and utilising the TVs and still have the heart rate monitors. So a lot of work to come in there, I guess. Some other things we're looking in that to the RPM room and what we can do in the cycle room around revamping it. So if you do have any thoughts, opinions, ideas, please seek out Jake in the health club when you get a chance and just pass some feedback through. Open to all feedback, and at the moment while we reassess that space, down the track, I guess we are looking at bringing on extra group fitness classes as well. So based on availability and everything like that, we're keen to look to add another Les Mills class in body combat. Pending instructor at the moment, but definitely looking to get some more classes through there. Again, if you guys have any feedback around what classes that you're after, make sure you share that with Libby and Jake in the health club and get that one through so we can try and ensure that we're getting the right mix for everyone.
Not everyone's an individual worker. Some people love the group fitness class. We have the people, the regular crews that come and love just being a part of it.
Zumba, every time I walk past and I see Zumba going, they're all loving it, and it's
smiles on their faces.
Yeah, really good vibe, and obviously the aqua gold Zumba for a bit more of a senior elderly kind of taken off as well. So really seeing some really good results with participation in the health club at the moment, and we're just continuing to try and maximise that. I guess coming forward in summer, run club that we'll look to reintroduce at Casey Race as well. So another element which I'm sure Jake will head up himself, being the runner he is. So yeah, make sure if you're interested in getting to that you start to seek Jake out as we look to roll out some more programs as well at Casey Race, I guess.
Exciting times ahead.
Yeah, definitely there is. And the 8-week challenge will only get bigger and better. Definitely we'll be dropping one in late January, February of 2023.
So 2023.
Yeah, so we're already planning ahead for that. So again, any feedback, ideas, pass them through. But we're wanting to ensure that we can try and create a challenge that would be able to include as many people as possible to help them on their journey. And we've had so far. We've had really great success through the 8-week challenge, and feedback from the trainers is that everyone's really getting stuck into it. I've seen everyone up in there with their tops on as well, which is always a great sight to see. And I've seen a couple of people in there that look like they're putting in some serious 2-hour, 3-hour sessions at the moment.
Gosh, I wish I had that time to stay up in the gym, but like I said, everyone's different.
Yeah, some strong, committed people up there at the moment, and I truly believe you can visually see some results starting to occur on some of the regulars that I've seen up there, which is really good. And
it's such a heartwarming experience when you see your member that you might have not seen for 3 or 4 days, and they go, I haven't noticed any changes, and you go to them, no, I notice changes. Like, I don't look at you every day, but I notice there's changes within you, because others will notice the change within your body composition before you even do. You look at yourself in the mirror every day and you're like, oh, nothing's moving. You might not have seen that friend for 3 months and they go, oh, you're looking amazing. And you're like, well, I don't feel amazing, but other people will notice it before you do at the end of the day, which is really good when other people say, oh, you're looking great. So if you do see a friend or another member in the gym that you think is looking good, don't be scared to tell them, hey, you're looking great, because that might boost their confidence for that next week and keep moving for that 8 weeks. They might have felt really run down that week.
Well, we're going to wrap up there because I've just checked the time. Caitlin's got to run. It's almost 3 o'clock. She's got another commitment there. So we did say that we wouldn't have an issue with filling the time with Mr. Chatterbox here coming on.
That's okay.
That's good. No, it was really good. And thank you for coming on. We don't have the protein at the moment for Nutrition Warehouse, but you get your giveaway as well for coming on and sharing your time with us today. So greatly appreciate it. Again, guys, if you see Caitlyn up in the gym, got any questions, please do seek her out and have a conversation and get as much value from her as you possibly can. Thanks again, Jake, for joining me on the podcast, mate. And we'll see you next week with Daniela.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Thanks, guys.
Thanks. Bye.